Hi everyone, and welcome to the Dream Prophet. I'm Caroline. First, I have to say I apologize for not being available in April. I actually did end up doing the readings, and the audio didn't work, and I had to redo everything, and it just got to be a crazy month. And I went through a lot of transformation as well. Spiritually, I'm expanding in my channeling and healing, and it just didn't feel like the right month to be doing videos. So I took a break, but I'm back, and I've decided to do things differently than the astrological signs. I may end up going back to that, but for now I'd like to offer a pick, sort of to put you more into the participation of the messages that you're receiving. So I'm going to go with the pick a number. And I'm going to start off with, this is going to be number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will be your reading for May. And it's meant to be guidance. So to give you some information on what could possibly be coming up. And of course, you know, you are in ultimate control of the reality that you create. So I hope you like this. We'll do this for this month and see how it goes. Let me know your comments. If you have any specific questions that you want me to ask in this format, let me know as well. I'm open, and let's give this a shot. All right, so I'm going to start with number 1. And again, I'm just going to let you know, this is malachite in case anyone chooses by the stone instead of the package. This is malachite. It is a stone of transformation. This is crystal quartz. I see this more of expansion on energies that are around you. This is citrine, although it looks like the yellow has faded quite a bit. It almost looks like crystal quartz now, but when I purchased it, it was citrine. And citrine is good for attracting abundance. And then, of course, I found this gorgeous sand dollar on the beach. Look at that. And on the back, I put a couple of ladybugs for good luck. All right. Generally, sand dollars are considered a form of good luck. So make your choice, and I'm going to start off with number 1. I'll have time stamps down below if you want to jump ahead. All right, so first I'm going to start off with, this is the animal spirit, butterfly. I'm going to put that off to the side because that's going to be your overall energy. And then we have, in case you're needing to know numbers, this is number 27. Number 18. I'm not sure what they're called yet, and I'll let you know in a second. Then we have romance angels. This could be the one. Codependency. We have go the distance, which is number 47. Orphaned, number 5. We have heart's desires, followed by flowers. Material and spiritual prosperity, number 6. Followed by suffering in silence, number 9. And we have self-reliance, stand your ground, and then this is number 43. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but number 28. And just so you know how I read, I don't necessarily go by the book. I follow my intuition and go with what I see on the images as well. All right, so sorry about the movement too. I'm kind of walking around a little bit as well. I'm standing to do this, just, you know, switching the energy up. Okay, so I'm going to take these back and read just a couple at a time. All right, so let's start off with the butterfly. We started off with this energy. I feel like for the month of May for you, you're going to be undergoing some, if you chose this, you're going to be undergoing some transformations, and perhaps you're just coming out of it as well. Like you've come out of that cocoon, and you're spreading your wings, and you're setting in motion whatever it is that you're your goals are for the month of May. So you're actually going towards it, because I feel like this is in flight, so that there's action happening here. And I also notice I'm being drawn to the white and the orange, and it's just interesting because I just noticed the blue, but it was the white and the orange that drew me first. And by the way, this is the air sign. And orange is the second chakra, which is, I feel like that's really where your gut instincts and your co-creation, your sensuality, things like that taking flight. And then the white to me is just being connected to source. All right, so something to consider. You know, something else just popped up in my mind with this. You may have a connection to a past loved one with regards to butterflies. When you see butterflies, you know they're near, so you may notice that more this month. And that's just to let you know that they're around, they're supporting you, and hopefully providing you with some guidance if you look around and see the signs with what you're doing to assist you this month as well. Okay, so the butterfly is definitely going to be a significant sign for you in the month of May. All right, now let's take a look at, we'll start off with number 27, and I believe that's the doves. Well, they look like doves to me. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so I've just clarified it is the doves. And if you notice in this card, there seems, again, there's movement. It's very movement. And with butterfly, it's very cyclical. And here, you know, because you see the shape, it's very cyclical. So I feel like something is ending this month, and so to allow something new to come in. And again, I'm drawn mostly to the green and the purple here. So green would be the opening of the heart. So you may end up actually ending something with someone and moving on with someone else, or it could just be that your heart is opening up now. So you're leaving behind things that no longer work for you and opening yourself up to love in the month of May. And the purple to me signifies the crown chakra as well. So there is this, you know, being in the flow of the universe and opening up to sort of channeling or the flow, or really truly letting source in and flowing through your heart. And then again, we have sort of a spiral here, which again to me looks very cyclical, although I'm really drawn to the color, which is very vibrant and fiery and orange. Again, that second chakra just opening up and healing and wanting to express itself, possibly in a creative venture. And this card is renewal. So again, I feel like something is ending for you, or it may have ended in April, and so that there's this rebirth in May, that you're starting something new and it's passionate. You're very passionate about it, and you're giving birth to it in the month of May, spreading your wings and allowing this idea, this project, this goal, this new beginning with someone to come into your life. So now that we're talking about relationships as well, I'm going to go to the romance angels and talk about this. It looks like for some of you who are single, you have met someone, and it looks like it's a good pairing, because it says this could be the one, or you could, and for those who are already with someone, it looks like you know that you're already with the right person, okay? But there is an issue coming up in the month of May, that there's some codependency going on. So you may want to look again at what are these addictions that are affecting your love life. You know, and this again could just be something. It doesn't necessarily have to be addictions as, you know, we commonly know it as alcohol or drugs or anything like that. It could be a love addiction. It could be you know, you may have your own addictions, like retail therapy, dealing with your emotions rather than discussing it with your partner. And this is just sort of like a heads up. Take a look at that. This is what you need to end in that cycle, right? You're ending, getting rid of old beliefs, old addictions, old habits in relationships, opening yourself up to, the heart chakra, the new love and passion, and starting a whole new cycle so that you can sort of let that codependency go. Okay. And then here we have Go the Distance. And I love this card because to me this says that whatever you do in the month of May, this is to let you know you will cross the finish line, you will win. It could be a difficult race because you're traveling, an arid desert. So it hasn't, perhaps this has been a journey for you that hasn't always felt like it's been nourishing you. Not a heck of a lot of water nearby. It's very dry. It's been a tough go, and it's had. I mean, if you see the part of the cheetah is kind of falling apart, and that could be due to speed. But I feel too, it's kind of like having to sacrifice a little bit of yourself in this journey. But it was all worth it because you will end up succeeding. You will get to the finish line and grab that flag of victory. So you basically have what it takes to make it to the finish line. So if you are giving birth to something in the month of May, just know whatever you're doing has longevity. You will make it. Okay. Now, the only thing though is I see that orphaned here. There may be a feeling for you, and again, this could actually be you're leaving behind what no longer works. But to me, this really has 5 of Pentacles energy, which is feeling alone, feeling left out. And you may have been feeling that throughout this journey, or you may feel like that throughout the month that, oh my gosh, this journey is taking so long. It's dry. I'm not being fed. There's no money coming in. This is so tough and no one's helping me. And it just feels like I'm never going to have that beautiful, colorful reality that I've been hoping for. And this is to let you know, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. Here again, we have the flag. The flag is right above you. It's there. It's in, if you were visualizing something, it's in your visualization. It's there to let you know you actually will get that. You will be successful. So try not to get down on yourself or feel like you're in it alone, because in the end, it will be worth it. All right, let's take a look at what. Yeah, and we get that same feeling here, which is really interesting. I mean, almost if you were to look at these cards, they're exactly the same, right? This one was like that. This is pretty much the same. It's the same message. So going the distance. So this is basically what it's saying. You are going to have a wish fulfilled. Your dream is going to happen, and you will have it physically in the physical world and the spiritual world. You will have prosperity. So this is a person looking over their beautiful home, and they finally made it. This is their castle. This is their dream. And they finally got what they wanted. Okay? But it wasn't without the suffering, right? In their minds, they were so worried. And, and they were alone on this mountain thinking they were never, ever going to do it. And it felt like literally to get here was climbing up this mountain, this in isolation. And it was the toughest thing they did. But just imagine this is kind of in your mind. It's the fears that you have that are unnecessary, because this you're worried, you're in your head, you're thinking it's never going to happen. It's a number 9 though, which is really good, because this is the ending. You're coming to the ending of feeling that, and this is what's waiting on the other side. And this is the same thing. You will succeed. You will get exactly what you want. So let go of this. Let go. That's the cycle that you need to let go of. The worry, the fear, it's never going to happen. Just let that go and have faith that this is coming your way, because it is. It's kind of, I want to go back to the butterfly again. I mean, the butterfly could be trapped in its cocoon thinking, oh my gosh, this is my world. I'm trapped. I can't move. I'm never going to be anything. I'm ugly. I'm full of goop, right? And then all of a sudden, this little crack. And it has to sacrifice. It has to get out of that sort of cushiony little womb and comfort. And it flies out and goes, oh my gosh, this is the world I could have had. This is it. Wow. I am so glad I pushed through. And I felt so alone in that cocoon, and it was scary, and I never thought I'd get out. And then I got out, and wow, I am so glad I did. Kind of that same feeling. All right, and then we have self-reliance and stand your ground. So I feel like this is something that you are going to be doing on your own. So don't look around and expect anyone to be there and pick you up, and maybe that's why you feel a little abandoned, like, oh my God, there's nobody helping you here. You know, for those of you, it just popped in my head, the marketing. It may be difficult for some of you. You think that you have to find someone else to help you market. That may come down the road, but right now you do have to rely on yourself, and that's okay, because you can. You can stand on your own 2 feet. You've got this. You can do it. You can do it. Have faith in yourself. You will be able to do this, and don't give up. Don't give up, because this beautiful dream is waiting to happen for you. It wants to come in. All right. Sorry about that. And then we have sort of, again, same sort of little message here. Now, I feel like this is more geared towards love, because we do have a man here with a rose, and this is the divine masculine. Now, on a spiritual level, I will say, for those who are needing to balance out their feminine with the masculine, that this is to let you know that the journey is sort of meandering. You're kind of going back and forth, trying to balance it out, and it's been a little bit difficult, right? Trying to embody that masculine energy. Okay? But again, I feel like I want to draw to you that this is something that you can do. That it may feel, your path may feel like you're going this way, and then all of a sudden you got to go back this way, and then this way again, right? But eventually you will make it to the center. And, you know, the doves here, it's just that spiritual enlightenment, right? Being able to get there. Now, for those of you, this may be a love interest. It's kind of like, you know, in your relationship, it's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and with your significant other. And what do I want to say about that? Let me think about this. The path may not be straightforward for the month when it comes to relationships, but again, I feel like I'm being drawn here, which, you know, to me, I feel like that's a woman. Yeah, that's a woman in the center. So it's almost like he's waiting for you. If you're a Sagittarius, here, forget about the zodiac. If you're a female watching this and you choose number 1, you may end up going back and forth trying to figure out this relationship, and maybe the codependency is about you, okay? But again, vice versa. This can go vice versa. In the middle, you finally get to the middle, and you have that spiritual enlightenment and realize what's been going on and needing to give yourself that love, right? That self-love. So there's no codependency on someone else. And again, this can be vice versa. Perhaps the other person in the relationship is going through, and they're going back and forth, and you're patiently waiting for them to deal with this journey before they can be balanced, you know, in the feminine masculine, to be able to move forward in the relationship. You take it as you wish. And then these are the life purpose cards. So I feel like this is geared specifically towards career. And again, this is for some of you. I feel like for the month of May, a lot of you are going to realize what is really making you passionate in life, and maybe making the possible changes, because I saw, again, I want to go back to the cards where there was a cycle happening. So you may be walking away from one job and moving into another, or making that transition. You have that realization. And again, I'm being drawn to the wings here, and then with the butterfly again. You know, you're spreading your wings. You're realizing what's important to you and heading in that direction, because she is moving along the coast now and realizing, yeah, I feel like I need to move towards, walking away from something and moving towards something that is true to my heart. Okay. Now, for some of you, that will have to do with anything to do with essences, flowers. It could be a flower shop if you were thinking about it. It could be anything to do with scents or perfumes, or anything to do with smells or flowers or landscaping, perhaps even, or in this field. Okay, that's just for some of you. It won't be for all of you, but it did come up, so I have to mention it. And again, it could just be for some of you. It could be a product where you're selling essential oils, or you have a product that you would utilize flowers in some way. All right, and I believe that is all. So I'm just going to take an overall look again to see if there's any other messages popping through. Yeah, I really feel for you that there is definitely a cycle happening. You're going to be going through a transformation this month. There is a cycle ending and a new beginning happening, which is really good, because you want to be able to get rid of anything that doesn't work in your life anymore, so that you can be available for relationship and exactly what your dream is, and to actually be in that reality instead of this old reality. You're going to be following your true heart's desire, and for some of you, that heart's desire may end up being a significant other, and for others of you, it's going to be more career oriented, or both. All right, so please enjoy your month of May, and let me know if you enjoy this type of reading. All right, thanks. All right, number 2. Let's see what we have here. We have the raccoon, the overall energy. I believe this is vibration. It's number 24. This might be fertility, but I'll check. It's either fertility or dreaming. Number 12. Clarify that. Then we have flirt. Stay optimistic about your love life. Fork in the road. No place like home. Justice. Healer. Rejoice in celebration. Wow. Victory and success. There's something big there. New location. Be honest with yourself. Number 44 and number 11. I believe this is the whip and broom, and this is, it looks like magnifying glass. All right. Okay, let's see what I should start with. Number 2, let's start off with raccoon. Now this is earth. Raccoon is a very interesting creature. You know, I always see them as little thieves in the night that come into your garbage and steal, you know, what remnants of food you have in there. They make a little bit of a noise, but they're night animals, and they, you know, they're well known with having the mask as well. So they could be, and I say a little thief in the night because that's, you know, kind of like the bandit that comes in the middle of the night and takes from you, and and off they run, right? They make a little bit of a mess, and they're kind of loud a little bit with the noise, but also with the sound, with their sound. And they can be quite bold, actually, at least the ones that get used to the city. So I feel for you that this is an indication for you in the month of May is to take risks, to take bold chances, be daring, sort of be like that musketeer, you know, with the mask, and put yourself out there. And you may be a night person, so maybe you're more productive at night. So maybe this is a good time if you're in the creative field or you're needing to do some work, is to take that time at night to yourself to be able to work. On the other side, I will say that be careful of projecting any issues onto anyone else. When I see the mask as well, it's sort of like, be authentic. Be authentic. There's a time when you have to put the mask on and you have to sort of keep things close to your chest because you have a project and you don't want anybody to know about it until you're ready to make it public, and that's fine. But if it comes to a point where you're hiding behind a mask and you're not being your authentic true self, you don't want to get into that either. And that's just a caveat. For the most part, I feel like the raccoon is just basically telling you to get out there and get what it is that you want. Don't be afraid to take the risks and be bold and make yourself known and heard that this is what you want. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. We'll see what else comes up. Okay, let's take a look at these. Now, I consider these cards more of a spiritual path, the path of the soul. That's what they are, the card deck here. This is vibration, and let me just double check that I actually got them correct. Okay, so this is rebirth. So not the fertility or dreaming. Oh no, this is the fertility card. What am I talking about? This is the fertility card, and this is vibration. Okay. So it looks like to me that spiritually, you're really shaking things up. There's a new vibration here. So I don't know if you've been working on your spiritual path, but in the month of May, definitely if you're meditating, you're going to feel that amp up of energy where the vibration is shifting and you're giving birth to something new this month. And we're going to find out more when we look at the cards. It could be a project, could be an idea, it could be I did see new locations, so you may end up actually moving. So you're going to feel that shift spiritually, which will make you want to make a change physically, okay, in the month of May. Now let's take a look at love, and we have flirt and stay optimistic about your love life. I feel for those of you who are not with anyone at the moment, this is to say, don't give up on love, right? Stay positive. And put yourself out there like the little raccoon, Little raccoon, is daring, a little bit daring. And put yourself out there and lightheartedly flirt with others. Let them know that you're interested. It doesn't have to be anything too serious for the month of May if you don't want it to be. But it's definitely saying, I feel that this is going to bring in some positive energy so that you're in a different heart space to be open to love, because perhaps maybe in past relationships it hasn't worked out, so you kind of went, who needs it? But this is to indicate, don't give up on that. Don't let it harden your heart. Keep it open and flirt and have some fun and keep it lighthearted. All right, and here we have decision time. We have a fork in the road, so it looks like you're at a place where you have to make a decision, and this decision could be whether or not to move. Okay, I see this house and it's up in the air, and so you have a vision, of this is where you perhaps like to live, or you may be given an opportunity to move elsewhere because of a job, or it could be that you need to move location because you have ailing parents or anything. But I feel like this is more of a positive thing, where it could be an opportunity that you've been given, and now you have to make that decision. No one else can. So you're going to decide whether or not to physically move or not. Okay. And for some of you, it could be moving back to a location that you were at before, and this could be your hometown. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but for some of you, it will be. Now I had mentioned with the parents and healing. Now I have justice here and the healer. So I feel for some of you, if you had any issues about your health, this is to let you know everything is going to be fine. Your health is going to be fine. Everything will balance out. It is, it will, the results will weigh out in your favor. So everything is going to be fine. If you had any concerns about relatives or loved ones, this is to let you know that everything is going to be fine. Now switching gears to career, this is to let you know, for some of you, if you were thinking, if you had a fork in the road and it didn't have to do with the home, it had more to do with the office, that this is the decision you're making. You're making a choice between whether or not to It could be between these two professions. Do I go, maybe you're interested in the law, and you're thinking about being a lawyer or a judge or paralegal or anything to do with justice. Or on the other side of it, you could be a doctor, a nurse, it could be a healer of any sort. And so these are to let you know that these are some of the options that are available to you in the month of May. Again, for some of you who are leaning more towards healing, again, this is to let you know that it's in your favor to go that way. But either way, these are the choices that you have in front of you, and they're quite good choices for you in the month of May. Now, if some of you don't have nothing to do with any of these fields, that's okay. This could just have to do, again, like I said, about your health is fine. All right, and then we have these amazing psychic tarot cards. Rejoice in celebration and victory and success. Wow. So I feel like the decisions that you have to make, you're going to win. We have justice here, we have a fork in the road, and the decision that you make, doesn't matter what the decision is, you are going to be a winner, and you're going to be celebrating. Definitely. Victory is yours, and you're going to be celebrating with friends. You're very, very happy. And then I just got something other just popped up with the raccoon. Some of you may have to make a quick move, like in the night, right? It's sort of like, oh my gosh, you get this opportunity and you have to make a decision fast, and you're literally packing and gone that night. And it's the happiest thing that you ever did. It's going to be amazing. This is going to be an amazing month for you. I feel also for some of you, you may be attending an event. It may be in your honor. Some of you, it could be an award, receiving an award in the month of May for all your hard work. Again, you could be celebrating the purchase of a home. You may have been bidding with other people and you ended up winning. All right, what else do we have here? And then you see we have the new location, and be honest with yourself. And be honest with yourself for me is just to let you know, what is it that you want? Don't listen to what other people want. What is it that you want? Do you want to move to this location? Maybe other people want you to stay because they're going to miss you. You have to make the choice that's going to make you happy. And again, this could be a new home, or it could be a new job location. And then finally, we have the magnifying glass with the whip. With this one, it's take a look at the fine print. So if you're going to sign a contract, to me, I think this is just an indication, is really look at what's there and take a close look at it, okay? And when I see the whip, that is like, okay, whipping things into shape. You know what needs to be done, and you've got to take action, and you've got to take control of the situation, and you've got to clean up and do what needs to be done. So, and I also got the feeling that when you look at something closely, you may end up finding something that isn't right, and then you're the one who's going to have to be the tough person and say, no, that's not acceptable. I noticed this part of the clause, and that's not right. And justice is yours, right? Justice is yours. Justice is in your favor. You will win. Where was that victory and success card? Okay, so if there is anything in the month of May that you see that isn't quite right, you're going to have to make sure to whip other people into shape. Now, that could include yourself as well, but just so you know, I feel like you really have to look at the details of things in the month of May. Make sure everything is good. All right, let's take an overall look. Again, your vibration is shifting, which is creating an environment of new things giving birth this year. In the month of May specifically, it's saying, be optimistic about your love life. Keep your heart open. Everything will work out. Just, be lighthearted, have fun. You could be making a decision that would put you in a new location. You will be very happy. So know that whatever decision you make, it will be the right decision for you as long as you're making the choice for you. The healing profession or justice or law could be a good option for you if those are what you're considering. But definitely I see a new location for you. You may be moving to a new home or a new job location. All right. And just know that if you find anything in detail, that things will benefit in your favor. All right. So number 2, enjoy your month of May. All right. Number 3, we have tarantula. That's one big spider. Okay, and that's fire. Number 3, I'll give you the name in just a second. I forget which ones these are called. I believe this one's nature, and it's number 25. We have engagement. Romantic feelings, beautiful. Some love. We have a never-ending story. Peace. Love that. Yoga. Author. Spiritual strength. Oops, the power card just fell. Let me pick it up. Power. Rise above problems. Dreams coming true. I believe these are the lilies. Is that what they are? I'll check. Number 30 and number 5. And again, I'll check that. But for now, let's take a look at... All right, well, maybe I should look at 30 and 5. Okay, so 5 is called the tree, and number 30 is called lilies. Huh, I was right. Okay, so let's go to the beginning. This is tarantula. This is your overall energy for the month of May. For me, tarantula is big, scary spider. But really, you can hold one in your hand and they don't bite. And they're quite interesting and unique and quite fascinating because of their size. And for me, a spider in general is about weaving the story that you want to create. And the fact that this is a tarantula, it's a big story, right? And it can go in 2 ways. It could be the story that you create that is loving and joyful and happy and filled with abundance, or you can create a story of doom and gloom and so forth. That depends on you. For me also, though, this is a symbol of abundance, because when a spider, although this isn't necessarily spider, but it's part of the family tarantula, weaves its web, that's how it gets its food, right? It captures its food. So to me, you know, when you're weaving, you're creating that story, you're creating abundance as well. And the fact that it's such a huge arachnid, is that what you call it? I see that as big money coming in. Big money coming in. And again, because this is the weaver of stories, I feel like for those of you who are writers who chose this is to let you know that you may have that idea, that big, huge story idea that you've been waiting for, and you're actually going to be taking action on that, because this is fire, and fire is all about action, taking action on that idea and creating an amazing story. Could be script, novel, poetry, whatever. All right, now let's take a look at Path of the Soul. And what number is that? Number 3. Number 3. Okay, which is awakening. Beautiful. Awakening and nature. Awakening and nature. And to go with the tarantula, again, lots of red See that? To me, red is all about action and fiery passion. So I feel like the awakening for you is something is bubbling up in your creative energy, and it's in your roots. It's because red is designated in the root chakra. There's something bubbling up that has security and has real. It's very grounded, especially when we're talking about nature as well. It's grounded idea, especially with an awakening. It's very grounded, and I feel like this idea may come to you while you're in nature, while walking. You could be doing anything. You could be meditating in nature. You could just be out on your bike, or anything to do with being outside. This is going to awaken something in you this month that is going to give birth to this incredible idea. Yeah, and I'm going to jump right to the career cards because it's sort of similar. I mean, we have the yoga, and that's right from, we're talking about chakras here. So any type of meditation, and I would suggest doing meditation outdoors if you can this month, if it's feasible, depending on your location. If not, at least be in a window where you can feel the sun coming in, so it feels like you're in nature. And meditate and clear out your chakras, open them up so that you're aligned. And this is going to give birth to, like I said, this story that you're going to write and possibly channel from another source, from the other side. Now, for others of you in career, these might be a couple of career choices that would be feasible for the month of May. Some of you may end up thinking that of going down the path of being a yoga instructor, or could be as an author, a writer, or a teacher who teaches the literary arts. So those are really good options for the month of May. Now let's just bounce along to love interest. And I feel that for a lot of you who chose number 3, it looks like the feelings are deepening within your relationship and you're going to make a commitment that is strong. So it's basically just the relationship is being elevated to a more solid foundation, which again is in keeping with that red root chakra, that things are really cementing themselves in your life, especially when it comes to love, that you're actually taking your relationship to another level, a more engaged, a more committed relationship. For some of you, the feelings are so strong that you're actually going to be proposed to. You will get engaged in the month of May. Now, again, for those of you who are already committed, already married, this is just to let you know that your relationship is deepening this month. You're really having a very strong, committed relationship this month. All right, what else do we have here? A never-ending story in peace. Yeah, so I feel like this is really interesting with the never-ending story because, again, we have that writing, the authorship, with the tarantula, the author, and now the never-ending story. To me, this though implies something else, but because peace is next to it, I feel like if you were in your head about something that was going around and around and around, and it's very interesting because there's love here that is just above a cup, right? You could be, in fact, writing a story that is about the cycles of love, or a relationship that went around and around and around for you, that you were trying to make sense of and that you're going to help other people with. That could be, part of the idea. But I feel too that whatever was going on in your head that was sort of like a cyclical thing, that just, it felt like it was never going to end. You finally have peace over that. You finally understand what that was about, and it's done. You've completed that cycle of never-ending story, and now you have peace, or you've found peace within that story that you've been telling yourself, that you've been weaving, right? And you don't need anymore. Now I'm going to jump to this one, the tree and the lilies. To me, lilies, again, you know, I'm drawn to the relationship. You may be receiving flowers in the month of May. Just a token of the love that the two of you share. The tree, and this is an interesting card. I mean, look how abundant that looks, right? This is a tree that is full. It has a rainbow going through it. It's just completely beautiful. And when I see this connection, it's almost like you're starting to realize too, sort of connecting the dots in your life and realizing how you got to the point you are at now and how it's affected your life, but also led you to the good stuff. And now you realize that, right? I mean, this is beautiful. This is blossoming. To me, it's blossoming. And again, lots of nature here. So again, you know, sort of making you think to go out in nature and enjoy it. I'm also drawn with the tree again, the roots. I mean, this is a big tree. Solid roots there. You have created something, a strong foundation. This again could pertain to your relationship, or it could be to your craft, especially if you're a writer or in, you know, doing yoga, some sort of instructor in the spiritual arts. You've created a very strong foundation and you're realizing the blossoming of that, especially with the rainbow. It's bringing in abundance, but also blossoming. And then that is reflected even here. You know, you're at a place now where you can easily rise above any problems you've had. You understand now the never-ending story, the cycles, and you've gotten past that. And now you can deal with problems so easily, which is bringing in your dreams. And we see that here again echoed. This is the number 9. This is the spiritual strength. And this is the strength card too. On a, you know, to me, this is the spiritual and the physical. And that's the spiritual card right here. So it's kind of like you've, in the month of May, you've had this epiphany, this spiritual epiphany, this realization, and you finally lift that ceiling up, that spiritual ceiling up way above. You know, here you are here, and you've lifted that up. So you've raised your vibration because of your inner strength. I mean, this is all about taming the beast and integrating that spiritual experience, and then having that inner power to do what needs to be done in the month of May. So you have a lot of strength here. I see dreams coming true, lots of success coming your way, especially if you're doing anything spiritually healing like yoga or as a writer. I see a lot of peace coming your way, definitely with connection with nature. You know, abundance coming your way, writing, and a deeper connection with your significant other. So number 3, enjoy. You have a beautiful month ahead of you. 4, the sand dollar. And we have the starfish, which is water sign. I think this is called encoded. It is number 2. And this is number 6, breakthrough. We have make the effort. Wedding. Chop wood. Not for you. You're on the right path. Environmentalist. Memories of love. Sacrifice. Body movement. trust your intuition. Number 16, I think this is called star. Could be navigation, not sure. And number 3, I think this is traveling. Ship, I think it's called ship, but I think it's the traveling. Anyway, we'll get to that. I don't necessarily read what's in the book. I trust the images and what it tells my intuition. All right, so let's take a look at starfish. I find it very interesting that, you know, the sand dollar was on this pile, which has to do with the water. And then we have the water sign. And you'll notice, you know, there's 5. I mean, it kind of looks like a starfish. 5 and 5. So 5 might be a significant number for you as well. Okay, and this is good luck. And so is the starfish, I feel. Right away, I'm drawn to the yellow of this card, which is the solar plexus. So a feeling of personal power. And if I were to break this down by star and fish, I mean, there is something here. You may have wished upon a star that may be coming true for you. You may be a star, or to think of yourself as one. And fish to me is abundance. So it's kind of like your star is about to get noticed. People will start to recognize you as a star. That's your overall for the month of May. So let's take a look at this as well. Yeah, and this is really interesting to me. Encoded. I'm just going to double check that that is, in fact, 'cause I don't want to say it's something and it's not. Just going to look it up. Yeah, it is encoded. Okay. So encoded. To me, this is someone who's able to see beyond the norm. So if you're, let's say, a medium or a psychic or a channeler or anything like that, you're able to tap into that vibration and see what others cannot see, or hear what others cannot see. And so if you've been studying this is to let you know you're going to have a major breakthrough to get beyond, and this almost looks cellular, is to break through this cellular energy vibration and tap into this field beyond the veil, this field that will give you information that not a lot of people may be privy to. And you may be bringing that forward. And that's why maybe your star, you know, you're a shining bright star, because that light is shining through and people will be coming to you to hear your words. The message that you're going to bring forward that you have discovered. All right, for others of you, it could be that you're going to, you know, if you're an actor or anything to do with performance or speaking, anything like that, that you're going to have a major breakthrough this month. So if you've been hoping to get that role, you definitely will get that role, because here is a breakthrough. Something is coming through that you didn't expect. Yeah, and that's going to cause a ripple effect in your career, and things are going to start to move and open up for you. And then I was drawn to do these cards next. You're on the right path, an environmentalist. So this to me is just an indication that keep going. I mean, look at that, right? Just heading right into the light. It's almost like you're soaring up into the galaxy to be among the stars. Like you're taking a leap straight up. All of a sudden you were just like do, and then skyrocketing up. A breakthrough happened that put you on the acceleration elevator up to the top floor. And this is to let you know, you are doing whatever you're doing is working, so keep doing it. You're on the right path. For some of you, it may mean that you're doing amazing work as an environmentalist. Anything to do with landscaping, nature, the earth, taking care of Mother Earth, anything to do with this field. And it's also mentioning too, with not only nature but animals as well, and that this is a path that will definitely, is destined for you to put you in the limelight. Just an option, okay? We'll get to this one because this seems like the opposite, so we'll talk about that one after. Body movement and trust your intuition. Okay, I feel like there's something going on besides this. Like you're going to receive a breakthrough with regards to your career and also with your love life. Here we have make the effort and then wedding. Now, for some of you, you could just be attending a wedding in May, and then you meet someone and it's saying put yourself out there and let that person know that you're interested in them. For others, it's sort of like you're the one who's going to have to come forward and tell the other person how you really feel and that you think of them with wedding material. For others of you, it's, you're actually getting married in the month of May, and it's going to take a lot of work between the two of you. Right? It's a big deal. You've got a lot going on. So it's going to be a little bit stressful to deal with. But the two of you can do it. I mean, I'm seeing 2 couples here and 2 couples here. I mean, one and one. Okay. Okay, and then we get these other cards that are completely different. Chop wood and not for you. Not for you. There is something here with... There's going to be an opportunity that comes up in the month of May that this is to say, no. Take a look. And I think that's why we're getting trust your intuition. It's going to be an opportunity that is kind of labor intensive, and you may think, I should just take it because I need it. It's going to help either pay for the wedding or whatever, the extra income. But this is basically saying that might not be the right choice. It's okay. Have faith that something else is going to come your way. You don't necessarily have to do it, because I feel like this is not the right choice for you, right? And it's letting you know there is something better. You don't have to sacrifice and do something that you don't want to do. That's not really what, your heart's desire. And it's saying, trust your intuition. I'm also getting body movement here. So this, again, it may be something that's physical that may be coming your way, that it's not really the right choice for you, the right opportunity. Trust that there's something else out there that is for you. Okay, so if something comes up that's a little bit more physical, sort of weigh your options. Say, is it really for me? Is it something I really need to do? Is it necessary? I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't do it, but this is just a little sort of, maybe it's not for you. Because if you take that one, maybe you're missing out on something else. And then we see memories of love and then sacrifice. So it could be an opportunity that comes your way that is from the past, like you already know about, and it's returning and it comes back. Basically the sacrifice card is you'd have to give up a lot in order to do this, in order to go back. So is it something that you really want to do? There may be something better for you instead of putting yourself into something that you're really not going to enjoy. And it's something you already know about. It is from your past. Okay, so it's coming back. So an opportunity might be coming back this month to say, hey, we've rethought this and we'd like to know if you're still interested in this, and you kind of go, it doesn't really fit with me now. And that's okay. That's okay. So again, though, trust your intuition. Meditate, trust, and ask, is this really for my highest good? Okay. Because I think there is something coming for you. Your star is rising. And I think if you get bogged down by something else that's going to steer you in the wrong direction, you're going to miss out on this other opportunity that's coming your way. That's, again, I feel, like I said, is going to catapult you higher in what you're doing. And this is what we see here. We actually see a journey. And this is, again, another star. You know, another star. Your star is rising, and you may not be aware of it, but you're going to have an amazing breakthrough this month, and you're going to realize that something else you've been doing in the past that just doesn't work for you anymore, and that's okay. And this star, it may have you traveling around the world, or having you take a trip, which will help others see your bright light. But I definitely see a journey here, okay? And it's a beautiful journey. And I take this as, this is the universe. This is the sky's the limit here. The sky is the limit. You're on the right path. Great things are coming your way. Be open to receiving this spectacular thing that is going to have you shining bright, because you are a star. And you have a huge breakthrough coming up for you. So perhaps what you were doing before, you can leave it now. It's not for you anymore. And get ready for this, because this is huge. This is big. This is public. And this is perhaps even worldwide recognition. So get ready for it and enjoy. Let me know your comments. Bye-bye.